Welcome to a short power yoga class with a scripture that's in the Bible, but also mentioned in my book, Meditative Movements. And it's the verse from Hebrews 13, verse 8. And it says, Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. Jesus is the same yesterday, today, and forever. As we move on the mat, our bodies change. As we grow older, our bodies change. So we're used to, in our day and age, to change. But something doesn't change. God doesn't change. And what a peace we can find in that when everything around us and even ourselves change on a daily basis maybe. Our mood changes as well. So find mountain pose, spreading out your toes, standing tall, let your palms face forward. Breathe deeply a few times. Maybe you turn on your ujjayi breath, that snoring, exhaling sound. And reach your arms up, align them with the floor. And then lean them back as you move forward into a forward fold, warming up a little bit. So stand up tall, arms aligned with the floor. Lean back, take your arms back. Somewhat stretch legs. Inhale up, exhale down. Let's put a bit more into this. Inhaling up, open up your chest. Exhaling down, hands somewhat shoulder with distance. So inhale, reach your arms up, open. Exhale, fold forward. Engage your core, try to stiffen your leg a little bit to work into the hamstrings. Just 2 more times. And really push the arms back to engage the shoulder, the top of the back. Next time you're forward, just let your hands find the floor. Step both feet back, find down dog. And maybe you again work your feet, stretch your back. Wiggling with the tailbone a little bit. Take your Vinyasa in a slightly different version. Inhale to plank. I suggest we come down on our knees the first time. Lower down. Lifting up your chest. And this time coming all the way down again to engage the core and the shoulders even more. Elbows by your ribs. Lift up on nose, toes and knees. And come back to down dog. Let's do that one more time. Inhale to plank. Lower down, exhale. Maybe take the hands off as you lift your chest. Work more into the back. Exhale, lower down. Again, knees or toes. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. Take one big breath in down dog. And one more time. Plank. Lower down, exhale, and smile. Hands off. Lift into baby cobra for strength purposes. Exhale, lower down. Hands on the mat. Inhaling, slowly lift up to your tricep. Here you go. Down dog. Take your right leg, lift it up, and then step it to the top end of the mat. Lower down. Left knee. So, reach your arms up. We're gonna lift very slowly this back leg off the mat, finding high lunge. So you can take your hands here. Tuck the toes under if you haven't already. And then slowly lift the knee off And this requires, at least in my body, quite a lot of strength. And guess what? We're gonna lower down again. But not all the way, unless you need that break. Just hover, maybe sense the knee and then lift up again, taking your time. You don't need to stretch the front leg. One more time down. Breathe. And lift through the ball of the foot, through the front leg. Take your hand in a prayer pose. Lean forward. You might tuck this back foot a little bit closer so it's easier to lean forward into a version of our Warrior 3. So really stretching both legs, toes on the left back foot pointing down. And if you feel like being playful, you can take your cactus arms out here, bending your elbows 90 degrees. And see if you can keep your balance coming up. Feet aligned with each other at the top end of the mat. Take your arms up and lean back. And then let your shoulders come back into a big circle. Stretching your spine, take your hands up overhead. Fold forward. Inhaling, half lift. Exhaling, plank to low plank. If you want to jump back, welcome to do that. And we do our modified version here. So lift into baby cobra. Hands off, exhale, lower down. Tuck the toes under. Navel in, slowly coming up. Your arms might shake. That is perfectly fine. Down dog. And sigh out. Soften your elbows. Soften your knees if you like. Left leg back and then to the front. Gonna do our low lunge thingy again. So the right leg must be down on the floor. Spine is tall. And then know that you can do this. Our bodies are changing. We grow stronger. Lifting the knee off. Looking at the floor in front of you if you know what to do. Lower down just enough to hover 1 or 2 millimeters off the floor. And again, slowly lifting. If you know a little bit about the anatomy of the legs, maybe picture yourself using the hamstrings, using the thighs, using the hips to stabilize. Just one more. Absolutely perfect. Now again, hands in prayer pose, just to challenge the balance a little bit more. Lean forward. See if you can find balance. I need to tuck that toe a little bit closer. Lean forward. This time, right leg is back. Broaden through your collarbones, through your shoulders. Closing the hip, you might even take your hands back to notice if your hips are somewhat aligned with the floor. And again, if you feel playful, you can take your cactus arms out. One more breath. And steady and calm, trying to go into mountain pose, feet down. Notice the texture under your feet. Jesus is the same yesterday, today, and forever. And also just tomorrow. Sometimes forever is a little bit hard to grasp, but tomorrow Jesus is the same today as tomorrow. My emotions, my feelings might not be, but God's love is steadfast. How amazing is that? Now reach your arms up overhead and then fold forward. Taking your right leg, step it back. High lunge. So again, sinking low into the front thigh. We're gonna move a little bit here with our arms. So picture you have like a little bit bigger ball than a soccer ball and a baseball, whatever, baseball. I'm not that familiar with American sports, sorry. But something in between your hands. And you lean forward with this, keeping this distance in between your hands, shoulder width. Coming back and then trying to extend the front leg, maybe being challenged on the balance a little bit. And as you bend the front leg again, twisting, keeping your arms the same distance as before, reaching forward. Engage your core. Coming back to center. Arms up, stretch the front leg again. And of course, we're going to the last side, your right side. So turning, keep the gaze on the floor. Coming back, stretch the front leg. And then again, bending it, stepping it back, this left leg. Move it up and back, bending your knees, opening up your hip, or bending that top knee. Square off your shoulders with the short end of the mat. And then see if you can take this left leg, lift it as high as possible as you move into plank towards the left elbow. Touching it if you can. Lifting as high as possible. Woo. Moving it back, up, knees still bended. Let's just do that 2 more times. If it's too hard, come down on your right knee as you move into plank. And not too quickly. Working our core, working our thighs. If you don't feel it, last time. And maybe then closing your hip, maybe letting that leg stay up as you move into plank. Lower down, exhaling. Both toes on the floor. Chair lift. Lift up your chest. Lower down. Tuck the toes under plank. And down, up. Wow. That was powerful. Right leg up towards the sky and step it to the top. High lunge again. Notice that you still have that hip width distance. If you have 2 pencils, you draw lines on the mat. 1 on the middle toe, 1 on the next toe. You still have a hip width distance. Catch your breath. In with the core, navel, slightly, and then move forward. Lifting up again, stretching the front leg. Bending the front leg, twisting, so moving to your right side over that front knee. Slowly coming back. Remember, strength is not about speed. That's cardio. This is strength and control. Bending the front leg. Making sure you stretch the back leg as you twist out to your left side. Lifting up, stretching the front leg. And soften down. Right leg up and back. Open up your hip. Now if you take a look at the back foot there, your left foot, it should be like it would be in downward facing dog. So keep the foot aligned with the long end of the mat. All right, let's do it. Lifting the back heel off of the back foot and drawing this Right knee close to the right elbow, if not touching, plank. As you move back, lift the hip up. Lift it up, still bending the knee. Whew, I'm warm. We're almost there. Second time, plank. Soften the elbows if you have the tendency to really hyperextend them. Moving back. Last time. Okay, this is your time. This is your time to lift the knee as high as you can as you move into plank. Use all of your strength. Hit the elbow, lift, 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 lift. Up and close the hip, stretch the leg. Plank pose, maybe with right leg lifted. Lower down. Take the hands off. Inhaling cobra. Exhaling, lower down. Shoulders back. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. Light sigh out. Bend your knees, child's pose. So you can take your hands or arms down by your side. Maybe the forehead can reach the floor. And catch your breath. You did so well today. So that you might notice the texture on your mat. You are leaning into the mat here. Maybe you need to lean into the verse. Jesus Christ is the same today, tomorrow, and also yesterday. If you feel like resting on the floor, finding a resting pose on the mat, please take your time to do so. It's powerful, and maybe that's the most powerful thing you can do today. Maybe it's not moving, maybe it's taking time to rest. God's peace on your path from my heart to yours.